Hello there. So, you know, I did think I'm just interested in seeing where this game's gonna go, which is why I'm playing, doing another stream today. No? Okay, hold up. A suicide note? Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying it's a possibility, you know? So you didn't actually check the letter. Of course not, it was sealed. Contents of can known until can is opened, end quote. You can always check the label. Do you think Mr. Michon was writing a suicide note? If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy. Kinda makes me wonder about that letter. Okay. So let's see here. Was there anyone at the studio other than Miss Michelle? Well, his daughter Vera, of course. Was there anyone besides Mr. Michelle and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. The only person who didn't belong to the studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brushel? I know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney uses classic Gramston phenomenon ploy. Gramston phenomenon ploy? Okay, I don't know. If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting that assertion, correct? Meantime, let's move along, shall we? Okay. So he put the letter away when he saw you? Earlier reporter gets worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not sure I follow. It's not the interview, I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule. Then all turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry, really? Mr. Michon seems to think so. You should have seen him. Crammed his letter into a yellow envelope as fast as he could. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one. This seems significant. Well, Mr. Justice? Okay. Defense finds his testimony vital, Your Honor. Please add it to the testimony, then. Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. Oh. Yep, there we go. As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer at the scene. And a red envelope! What? What the fuck was that? He squeezed himself with his tie. Oh my god. Hold up. Oh, my voice is hoarse. Hold up. My neck. Yeah. Prosecutor Gavin. Yes? Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But here, forehead, it's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. I guess, but not this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already, 7 years ago. Well, Mr. Brushel, I can explain that. Drew, right? He wanted to get that letter in an envelope. Pronto. Get outside of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. Oh my god, cheap viewers, fuck off! Okay. Ah! You know what? Okay, hold on. Ah, okay. What about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump? Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything to say to the witness's claim? That night the victim put a letter he'd been writing in a red envelope. It's impossible. That's impossible. Ah, I like your expression. So full of confidence. Simple, really. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of a forensic scientist. What? Note that this letter is addressed to Drew Masham. Oh? Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone send a suicide note to himself? I've been scooped! Order, order, order! Mr. Brushel, can you explain this to the court? Oh, my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots. End quote. You're only 36, dude! Okay. No, I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brushel. Well, that's the thing, see? After he puts the letter in that envelope, his letter in that envelope, Mr. Masham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote. A stamp, whatever for. Okay, so he's... Okay. Well, to mail his letter, what else? And then, why, yes, I think I saw him put it in his letter box. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box. Well, apparently, this yellow letter has nothing to do with the case. Oh, how I wish it did. Just think if that were a suicide note. What a story! Star writes suicide note in front of reporter, falls. End quote. As I was saying, that has nothing to do with this case. That said, yes, Your Honor, it makes me wonder about the contents of that red envelope. Yeah. Yeah. $100,000 is quite a good deal of money. Could they do this? Is this legal to do this during court? Could they, like, read a person's mail during court if it... I guess if it was shown to be part of a trial, I guess. Huh. That's interesting. That's an interesting discussion. Hold on. Let me get a paper towel. Oh. I still wonder where this trial's gonna go. Hold on, I need to use the bathroom too. Yeah, no, I need to use the bathroom. The bad thing about needing to drink liquids in order to keep my voice healthy is that I need to use the bathroom a lot. shit. I wonder. So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? Oh, yep. So am I finished here? Am I finished here? I was thinking of, going home and start writing. Huh? Huh? What's going on? I hate to say what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch a scent of a story, you make that a rather unique face. Come on! Attorney has active imagination, little else, end quote. Even I know something. My hours aren't what they used to be. Feels bad, man. Judge is getting old. Oh, God. Am I... I don't want the judge to die. I'm starting to understand what all this perceiving stuff is about. Judge's active imagination, end quote. Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story. Hey, I'm the one asking questions here, usually. Okay. The scent of a story. Wait. Oh shit. Actually, it took a bit of work to get a thumbs up on the interview. Reporter leverages story, gets his interview, end quote. The story concerned a certain case from 7 years ago. That red envelope probably had something to do with it. Say what you will, but Drew's talent was without compare. So you threatened to go to press with this story? That's how you got your interview? Blackmail? Damn, I can't believe this feels ice. I got this cut from a local restaurant, and I use it all the time, so it is worn through at this point, which is kind of sad. But yeah. Oh. That's how you got to your interview? Blackmail? Yeah, oh wait, did I say it already? Oh, I probably did. Well, yes. No! No. It wasn't exactly blackmail, not something wrong, Mr. Brushel? Well, look! This is my story, my tidbit. Journalist's info is livelihood, end quote. I see. Well, you have me chatting away in here. What's going on out there? What if some Wally Wordsworth or Sally Scooper gets wind of my story? They could be going to press while I'm going to waste. This court feels your pain, Mr. Brushel. Mr. Justice, let's pick up the pace. Certain case 7 years ago. Wait, 7 years ago? Oh, he picked this for a good reason. Okay. Okay, let's... Okay, I don't... Okay, the perceiving is so... Okay. Okay, hold up. Nah, Okay. Oh! Wait. Here again. Here again. Wait, okay. sweat much, Mr. Brushel? Okay. Yeah, this would be so difficult. Holy shit. I used the guide for this, I don't care. Yeah, well, a man can't help his glands, you know. It's more than that. When Mr. Masham's talent was mentioned, he suddenly began to sweat buckets. You're writing something about his talents. What? That's ridiculous. Evidence time. Let's show where Mr. Masham's true talent lay. Yeah. This painting was found in Mr. Masham's studio. There are two problems with this painting. The first is that it wasn't painted by Mr. Masham. The second is that there was another painting in the studio, which looked exactly like this one, because it was only half done. Then we have a letter discussing a payment of $100,000, which suggests a certain business operation. The business of making forgeries. Oof. Ooh. Oh, God. Surprise stream. Continuing case 4 because I can't. Because I'm too excited about this game. Ah, that is all, Your Honor. Wait. Yeah. Everyone, please, everyone. Can we keep this private, please? This is my story, my scoop. Forgery. That's a serious crime. Drew Masham is known as an artist these days. There were rumors he dabbled in another kind of art until a few years back. Another art meaning forgery? Drew Masham was talented, alright. Talented at making precise, detailed fakes. The fact that certain criminal elements were quick to discover. Criminal elements? What? You can't seriously be talking about... Exactly. I'm talking about forging evidence. The rumor started circulating 7 years ago. 7 years ago? So are we to understand that this letter, this payment of $100,000 is for exactly? Forge evidence that's tidy profit, end quote. Order, order, order! Why, it's like our victim was living a double life. Aha, this is my chance. So the victim had ties to the criminal world, right? He could have plenty of enemies we know nothing about. This is my first time hearing of this criminal world. We certainly found no criminal connections when we conducted our investigation. But how do you explain all this money? You have to admit there's a possibility of some illegal activity here. But there is no proof tying this letter to our case. Our case was and remained simple from the beginning. Only the defendant could have poisoned that mug that night. And you, of course. Hey, 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 hey. The only thing I poison is my pen when I'm writing reviews. Bro. Mr. Brushel, your testimony to this point has been quite unreliable. It doesn't speak well of your reporting acumen. What are you talking about? My journalism is rock solid. Journalism so solid you could stand an elephant on it. End quote. In any case, let's hear a summarized recap of your testimony. If we can ascertain the situation at studio from the recap, this trial is over. Okay. Oh, what's he talking about? The cross-examination showed Mr. Brushel didn't have reason or means to poison him. As long as there's no other suspects, then the killer had to be Vera. That's what. This next testimony is our last chance. Mr. Brushel, your testimony, please. The only other person in the studio that night was the defendant. It was Vera who poured the coffee. She's admitted as much herself. The only thing that touched Drew's lips during the interview was that mug. Nothing left at Zio after he died. Nothing. Clearly, the only one who could have poisoned him was his daughter. Nice testimony. Clear, succinct, and without room for doubt. Ah, shucks. You really think so? I believe this clarifies the situation that night. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin your final cross-examination. But right. I still have one trump card left to play. I won't let this trial end until I use it. Trump card? Wait. Okay. But that doesn't prove Vera poisoned it. How many times have we heard that one, Hair Forehead? The poison reached its victim via that coffee mug. And from where did that coffee come, Not to be a dead horse again and again, but perhaps you could fill us in? I'm on it. You need a horse beat? I'm your man. I don't think... Zero poured the coffee. Okay. And you witnessed her pouring the coffee. Of course I didn't witness it. When she came in with that tray, the coffee was already poured and steaming. Steaming! Well, let's not forget the defendant has admitted to pouring the coffee herself. Her statement, I poured, I served, and I killed. Well, what? Ah, ha 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 ha. That last part was just a little joke. I don't think I'm gonna get anywhere with this coffee mug. Need to find another weak spot in this case. Okay. You're sure about that? Well, to be really, really precise, I was busy gobbling mint candies the whole time. Oh. What else can... Okay. Yeah, at the time of the autopsy, no fresh fragrance of mint filled the room. And no mint residue was found. It was a long shot anyway. Don't tell me you're still trying to prove this. Yeah? I'm the defendant. You think the victim ate, drank, or otherwise ingested something other than coffee? Well, Mr. Justice, you have some proof. Okay. Some proof. Okay, let's... Wait. Looks like you have to take this back part off first to put a photo inside. It'd have to be a really small photo to fit in there. True, and that pale bluish stain. Why would there be poison on something like this? Or there's only one obvious reason. Or put poison in the coffee wrote the bit on here too. It's not very obvious, Trucy. Says Eric can feel it. Just maybe not prove it. Not yet. Possibility isn't gonna cut it. Not now. Huh. I can't prove it yet. Okay. Not yet. It can't be proven. I do believe her little forehead is growing up. Pity, we like the rash, youthful forehead best. Another hole in this case that needs plugging before it can prove anything. First things first, I better uncover a weak spot before I try to strike again. I want the cross-examination. Okay. Not one thing? You're sure? Yep, sure as sure can be. Well, with one exception. One exception? What? Journalist Spark Brushel does interview, leave studio, end quote. Oh! Ah, ha ha ha, come on. It's a joke. Get it? Not funny, I know, but still. Did something leave the studio that night? Why does that sound familiar? Where have I heard something like that before? Now that we've proven our witness is a comedian of sorts, I'd like to turn to our defense attorney before returning to the testimony. You have any idea? Wait. What might have left the studio that night? Vera's card? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no. Just one thing. I think one thing might very well have left the studio that night, actually. Certain something that has vanished from the crime scene. By which you mean something other than our witness? Of course. Don't tell me. Vera Misham? Believe me, any comic relief I may provide is entirely unintentional. Wait, did I... Let's see what you've got for us, Mr. Justice. Well, this thing wasn't at the scene of the crime, so I can't show it to you. Due evidence that shows how it could have been taken from the scene. Yeah. This is the only link between that studio and the outside world. A letterbox? What did Mr. Brushel just tell us? When he entered the studio on the night of the murder, the victim had just finished writing a letter. Yeah, I said that, and yeah, it was true. Furthermore, you wanted to tell us. They put the letter in a yellow envelope and put it in the letterbox. Ah, but that very same letterbox was empty. In other words, that night the yellow envelope disappeared. Ah yes, intriguing. So an envelope had disappeared from the scene of the crime. Hold on. Oh, okay. Okay, is this good? Is this good? Is this good? This is good. Okay, yeah, no. Okay. Of course, this changes nothing. Huh? He has a point, Mr. Justice. What we're trying to figure out here is how the poison got into Mr. Misham. Is it really important that this envelope the witness says he saw disappeared? Huh. Well, if it did disappear, then something did leave the studio that night. That seems very important to me. Very well then, the witness will add this to his testimony. You got it. I still think this fails to change anything, Forehead. I wouldn't be so sure. Or disappeared from the crime scene that night. It's exactly the opening I've been looking for. Let's put in a post from the studio. Wait. Is it this? No. No. Okay. Okay, let's press him here. Nothing could be more serious than an envelope disappearing from that studio. Hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. You're hiding that fact from us. Or yes, well, actually. I don't argue the possibility that a letter disappeared from that studio. Therefore, isn't there a much more serious question before us? Right, how Mr. Misham was poisoned, I know. Mr. Brushel's testimony has changed, which means the facts of the case have too. What he's told us means something different now. I'm starting to think. Let's keep thinking, Apollo. Wait. Okay. Yes, okay. I can prove it. Proof is possible. Here goes nothing. Okay. Bro, you understand what we need, yeah? Proof here, Forehead, not possibilities. Of course, and Prosecutor Gavin, I hope you understand. I'm ready to give you that proof. What did you say? I have proof of the disappearing envelope. Saw him writing a letter, I did. Which was picked up by the mailman, I assume? Of course, which means that envelope had a stamp on it. A stamp. Ah! As we all know, stamps come with dried glue on the back. In order to use the glue, you have to wet it by licking the stamp. That no one worth talking to actually licks stamps in this day and age. Even if you wanted to talk to him, you couldn't. He's dead after all. Okay, so he licked the stamp, but wait, how does that explain the atroquinine on the rim of the mug? If you lick the back of a poison stamp, poison was given on his tongue, yes? What would then happen if he put the coffee mug to his mouth, Those traces on the mug weren't the killer's doing. It was the other way around. What? The coffee mug didn't poison Mr. Masham. Mr. Masham poisoned the coffee mug himself. Okay. Order! But that does it? Recall if you would. Atroquinine is a slow-acting poison, yes? The poison entered his body when he put the stamp on that envelope. His time wasn't up until the very moment he touched his lips to that cup of joe. You have something to add, Mr. Brushel? The silence. Oh, his nose is picking up another scent. As I believe I mentioned earlier. Well, that's the thing. Okay. Searching his desk drawer. Postage stamp. But you know, I don't seem to remember him ever finding one. Maybe he just run out? Incidentally, we searched the desk drawer at the scene of the crime. There were no stamps, not a single one. That does pose a problem. How will you prove that the stamp was coated with poison? Actually, I'm glad no other stamps were found. It makes proving the stamp he used was poison possible. Okay. Good show. You can't even prove there was a stamp at the scene in the first place. Well, let's hear what the defense has to say anyways. I think I know what it is. Where's your... Well, that certainly is a cute little frame, and by little, I mean really little. It was on the victim's desk, Your Honor. Yeah! Quite empty, as you can see for yourself. I noticed that too during my inspection. So what? Apparently you weren't as observant as you should have been. You see, when you saw this frame, it was missing something quite important. Missing something? Yes, a pale bluish stain on the inside of the frame. Atroquinine residue! What? Why wasn't I told about this? The frame is only 2 inches square. The face of the frame is even smaller, maybe an inch wide at most. You aren't saying. Oh, but I am. Tell me, what fits in such a small frame? A commemorative stamp, perhaps? Order! The poison stamp was in this frame? Impossible! Prosecutor Gavin, why would he put something like that on his desk? Don't tell me he had it there so he could commit suicide if the mood struck. You know, can I say something? I had a thought. See? What, Mr. Brushel? Please stop jittering around like that. The victim was a forger, right? There's a lot of money in that line of work. Forger forges friends, makes enemies too. End quote. So the poison stamp might have been a murder weapon aimed at him. Okay. Oh, Rich. That's Rich. Leave the ridiculous flights of fancy to the Gaviniers' songs lyrics, please. Finally, something we agree on. The stamp was a murder weapon? Nonsense. Murder is a simple business. Who would go to such lengths? No one. Oh, I disagree. Come again? Recall, if you would, the victim's reclusive lifestyle. Drew Masham hid from the world. He avoided meetings. His only contact with the outside world was the mail. The mail! Now, if you wanted to kill someone you couldn't meet, but you knew read letters, a stamp would be the perfect weapon. Ridiculous. Where's your proof? I want proof. Show us evidence that this poison stamp was sent to him as a murder weapon. I might not have evidence, per se. Things are finally starting to come together. What is it, Apollo? Hey, Cruci. Your fists are trembling. I think I know what happened. I don't believe it, but I can see it. I think I know how Mr. Masham was killed. Oh, fill us in, Mr. Justice. A certain piece of evidence points to the truth, Your Honor. Okay. I can show you. Okay. Someone with the intent to kill. I'm not sure what's entire. Okay. Okay. Someone with the intent to kill sent Mr. Masham the stamp of death. Okay. Isn't this the envelope? The one from 7 years ago? Think about the text of the letter again. Yes. There were 2 pages in the envelope. This is page 1. The enclosed stamp. And this is page 2. I want to draw your attention to one phrase in particular. Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. The enclosed stamp, Your Honor. Ah, in other words, if I have this straight. The stamp, poison, on the stamp, lick, lick, gasp. End quote. Oh, okay. 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 Yep, now what if he had done exactly as the letter asked? He would sign the document, put it in the envelope, and put the stamp on it, right? Yep! Then he would put it in his letterbox. 15 minutes would have elapsed between fixing the stamp and mailing the letter. But the clock started ticking, and when the time came, he drew his last breath. And the murder weapon would be taken away from the scene. Quite conveniently, thanks to the postal system. Let's go! Postal system for the win! Such a splendid imagination you have here, Forehead. Imagination? Let me confirm one thing with you, if I might. So, this poison stamp was inside this envelope from 7 years ago. Yup? Is that what you'd have us believe? Really? Well, it is a little bit of a stretch, but there's a possibility. I mean, yes. Yeah, it's a very small possibility. How small, I wonder? A poison stamp in this envelope. A stamp that then became the murder weapon. How do you intend to prove this seeming coincidence? Well, it was 7 years ago and we don't even know who sent that letter. And your answer is silence. I see. Very well. I move to... It's not nice to pick on the Fraulein, Clavier. Huh? Ah. Emma! Well, like my Christoph Gavin impression, did I sound like him? Don't quit your day job. Don't you have a crime scene to be looking after, Fraulein Detective? Someone had to come dig you all out of the mess you're making of this case. Mess? You know, none of this would have happened if you just trusted in science a little more. You can find out if that stamp was in that envelope, easy. Care to explain yourself, Fraulein Detective? Burn me all you want, but science is on my side. Hold up. Hold on. I'm getting some dinner. Hold up. Yeah, Emma Sky coming. Okay, I thought for a second there, the brother had come back. Damn. Can't wait. I don't know why people dislike this game. This game more than I wouldn't say dislike, but like think the first 3 games are better. I think this is just as good. I really enjoy this game so far. And I think it's a very interesting exploration of the justice system. It's good. Yeah. Yeah, I think this game is a very interesting exploration of the justice system. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's it. That thing in the background is my microwave. It's pretty good microwave, but yeah. Oh, have I told you? Okay. So there was once a time where, okay, so I bought a new so I had another microwave before this, right? The thing is, I tried cooking some rice in there, right? But the thing is, I cooked it, but I kind of forgot it was in the microwave. And I didn't realize that until, oh yeah, okay. Until I smelled something burning. And yeah, no, there was charcoal where rice should have been. There was charcoal where rice should have been. And when I tried like scraping out of the bowl broke into pieces. And there was like the inside of the microwave was all yellow, and there was the smell of burning in there that just would not come out. Yeah, so I had to go and get a new microwave. It was so unfortunate, but that taught me a valuable lesson about making sure to watch the microwave and make sure that I pay attention. It's all in the residue, right? That's right! The poison detection spray. Hold on. Hold on. This is still a bit cold. Hold up. So I do wonder how these guys are tying into each other, though. Yeah, I do wonder how these two guys tie into each other. Ooh, okay. Okay. Hold up. You can open it on the authority of the court. Oh shit. Oh, would you look at that? No mistaking it. That's atroquinine residue. Yeah. I don't believe it. A murder weapon from the past. Now, 7 years later, it bares its fangs at last. Ooh, that's some good poetry there. Absolutely outrageous. Tell me why. Why didn't this murder take place 7 years ago? Well, there's one possibility. Maybe Mr. Masham figured it out. Figured what out? He realized that the person who sent that letter wanted him dead. So they sent his reply with a different stamp. And put his decisive evidence in a frame. Heck, you're still here? Can I make a statement here on the record? I, Spark Razortooth Brushel, claim this scoop is mine. Drew Masham killed in cold blood by sender a 7-year-old letter. End quote. No, maybe something more succinct. Star falls after 7-year delay. End quote. I see no room for further argument here, though I admit this is all coming as quite a shock. Think that the murder weapon reached his mouth after 7 years. Stamp his ticket straight to light afterlife. End quote. Oh, I think the witness is a bad influence on our judge. There's no need for further debate on this matter. The sender of that letter 7 years ago could hardly have been our defendant. Apollo! I think we just won! Very well. This court finds the defendant... Hold up. What's Prosecutor Gavin gonna do? Is this the bright future of our legal system? Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? A ticket to the afterlife from 7 years ago? Tickets for Gavinier shows are invalid after 2 weeks. It doesn't make sense any other way. It boggles my mind that so many people haven't noticed this. There's a fatal contradiction in Herr Forehead's claim. A contradiction? A poison stamp was placed in his envelope 7 years ago, whereupon it was framed until now. Okay, if that's the case, then why would Drew Masham have done what he did? Adam explained that he must have realized it was poisoned. Therein lies the rub. How? 7 years ago, the forger Drew Masham sensed the trap, put the stamp in a frame. I do not debate this. This begs the question, why now? Why 7 years later they used that stamp on the night of the murder? Ah! True. Surely you don't mean to suggest that Mr. Masham simply forgot. Put the murder weapon in a frame on his desk for 7 years and forgot? You expect us to believe he sprang the trap on himself? Oh, yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's true. Well, I admit this is all quite shocking myself. It does seem highly unlikely that he wound up fall foul of a trap. I've been staying on his deck for 7 years. Apollo, I don't think we're winning anymore. I'm glad to see we're all back in the real world now. Oh, fuck off, dude. Welcome back to reality. We've been waiting for you. Fuck off. Okay, then how do you explain the poison stamp that was in this envelope? The poison stamp? Or exactly is this poison stamp again? Have you brought it to court? Oh my god. Court for us? I see no proof that such a thing ever existed. What about the atroquinine residue, huh? Oh, I agree, that does seem to be atroquinine residue. but a hair forehead. It's certainly no... Oh my fucking god. Are you serious? Oh my god. Okay. No stamp. Yeah, but even if your precious poison stamp did exist, Drew Masham never would have used it. That is all. I believe we've come to a conclusion. Again. Paul, were we wrong the whole time? I can't believe it. The poison traces match up. It can't be coincidence. Oh yeah, no it's not. I'd like to bring some closure to this issue sometime this year. Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor. Let's review the facts and see where we stand. Ah. 11 years ago, Drew Masham received a red envelope. Yes. There were traces of the poison atroquinine on the document inside that envelope. Yes. A similar trace was also found at the crime scene. On this tiny picture frame. Yes! Defense has indicated the possibility of a yellow envelope. An envelope that left the scene of the crime with the poison stamp on it. Yes, but even if this envelope contained the poison stamp, Drew Masham, knowing this, put it in a frame. He never would have used that stamp. I'm afraid you're right, which means there is a fatal flaw in the defense's case. I haven't been on the wrong track this whole time, I'm sure of it. Traces of atroquinine, the envelope, the frame, and Drew Masham's mysterious death. They're all connected somehow. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have a conclusion for us? The defense stands by its case, Your Honor. Yes. We've seen that the logical outcome of the evidence makes no sense, which means that one of our clues must be a fake. Ah, fake clue? Fascinating! And if we find this fake, your wild fantasies will prove quite reasonable, yeah? Hold on, wait. The fake... Okay. It throws off the poison's trail. Okay. The fake clue. Wait. The victim was a fake clue? I'm afraid you don't understand. I'll explain. We have an envelope, a frame, and a mug linked by poison. That all makes sense. What doesn't make sense is the victim himself. Ah! Congratulations, you completely lost me. So the fake evidence is none other than the master of fake himself, the forger? Makes a good story, I'll give you that. The fake clue. Fakes. Forgeries. Ah! I know that face. That's the I just had an idea face. I don't know if I'm right, but I'm going with it anyway. Okay, hold up. No. What if our forger is the fake? Come again? 7 years ago, our forger sniffed a trap and stepped aside. 7 years passed. Now the forger stumbles into that very same trap and dies. Why? That's what I want to know. Because the forger who was killed was a fake. Here we are again. The victim was a fake? One forger smelled the trap. One forger fell into the trap. That's two forgers, and one of them was a fake. Hold up. Wait. One forger smelled the trap. Wait. Order! So you were telling us that Drew Masham, the victim, was a fake. Oh, if he was a fake, who is the real forger? You better not be claiming there was some kind of switcheroo. Okay, wait. I'm afraid you're gonna have to back up your story. Mr. Justice, show us just who the real Drew Machine was. Wait, Rashan wasn't the real forger. It's only one other person it could have been. Understood, Your Honor. Hold up, wait. Forger. Loquacious? Hold up, wait. I need to look up this word. Talkative. Ah, okay. Act. Attorney makes wild claim becomes subject to mass ridicule. End quote. Something's quick before that story goes to print. Self-forgery. The real forger. Oh! There can only be one explanation, really. Hold up, wait. The real identity of the forger known as Joe Masham is none other than his only daughter, Vera Masham. Order! Mr. Justice, this is going on a limb, even for you. I kind of agree. I mean, Vera, a forger? Let's consider it before you write it off entirely. If you look at the paintings in the studio, one fact becomes quite clear. Forgery had been taking place in that studio for quite some time. A forger wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. It could only mean the one who was caught in the trap wasn't the forger. Well, actually, that does make a certain kind of sense. Okay, wait. The forger wasn't caught in that trap. One more thing. Only 2 sets of fingerprints were found in the forger's studio. Drew Masham's and Vera Masham's. If we know that Drew Masham wasn't the forger, there is only one possibility by process of elimination. The forger was Vera Masham. Well... Fascinating. Vera Masham? You've been paying attention to this trial so far. Let's just ask her to be done with it, shall we? Who are you? Who is the forger, Drew Masham? Huh? Was that an expression of emotion I saw on her face? She's staring holes into Prosecutor Gavin's face. Okay, the forger... wasn't caught in that trap 7 years ago. Okay. Oh, I see what... Okay. So he's saying that the forger... Okay. So she's saying that Vera's been doing it for 7 years. Right? Yeah. I'm used to being stared at by Fraulein's, believe me. They usually talk to me, too. Tell us, were you the one who forged those works of art? Yes. So the forger, Drew Masham, was you? Yes, it was me. What? What? The court was in an uproar and it wasn't coming down. We had to break for a 10-minute recess. Woohoo. Okay. So now... Okay, so where exactly does this leave us, Apollo? I don't know! Well, the Drew Masham was killed. Wasn't Drew Masham the forger, basically? Huh? Well then, who was he? Well, he was actually doing her nails. Wasn't... So you really made those forgeries? Yes, for father. I know it was wrong. Could you tell us how it happened? My father was a painter. I loved painting ever since I was a child. One day father saw it in me. He saw that I had the talent. The talent for making forgeries? How should I say it? It was not only paintings I made. Given the materials, I could make anything. Anything. Father was so proud and I so happy. But in the end, I was making those forgeries. I've never had a good constitution nor personality. Oh, your personality's fine! I know very little of the world outside my door. Now, because of me, Father is... Do you know about this red envelope? I remember that envelope. It was some time ago. So you were already, creating your works back then? I started when I was only 12 years old. Okay. So the one who figured out the stamp was poisoned, that was... Mr. Justice, it's time! To the courtroom, please! So the one who figured out the stamp was poisoned. Okay. Interesting. Right! Out of time. Wait, Vera, just one more thing, please. Those 3 paintings in the studio. I painted those as part of my work. Right. See, we checked them out and we saw what was underneath. We saw the rough sketches underneath the 3 finished paintings. I see. Mr. Justice. Yes, Father. He knew of you. Of both of you. Your late father? He was watching, gathering information. All about the Wright & Co. law offices. But lately we're not doing just law. Yes, you do tricks, gags to amuse, and play piano. Well, they're not really gags. Yet when Father heard you had resumed the legal business, how pleased he was. Who was Mr. Masham? How am I supposed to know? What if he was Daddy's daddy? Judging from the relative age involved, I'd say it's highly unlikely. I mean... Okay, he was 52. No! I mean... No! I mean, Things are already confusing enough with all these daddies running around. True. You know that the victim's daughter Vera was the forger. Okay. What does that mean for the case? Guess we're about to find out. So who's going to be the witness? Her. Okay. Court is now back in session. Hold on. Excuse me, sorry. I've just washed out my dish. Oh! Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Perhaps you could begin by telling us how it all worked. How did you set up this Drew Masham forger persona? There's that stare again. She's drilling more holes into his head. I know it's hard for you, but hey, he's a handsome guy. What's hard? Well, very well, miss, if you would. Did you really make those detestable forgeries? Perhaps you'd rather answer my question. Were you the one who painted that painting? A remarkably similar one. Ah, yes. I painted it, yes. Father praised me quite highly for it. So, she was the one who made the forgeries. Yet she did not wish to reveal the truth of their operation, so the victim was a stand-in, a decoy. To the world at large, he was the forger, not her. I've done a bad thing. I have, haven't I? Regardless, we need a little more information. Okay. About, for instance, this! You have seen this before, yeah? Yes, it was in the desk drawer. Very well, you may proceed with your testimony. Tell us everything you know about this envelope. The red envelope. I created things and Father sold them. This envelope came after my first work. That was other than a painting. Father handled the deal, all of it. Ooh, that's a good sketch. I received the stamp that was in that envelope. It was after that job that we moved to the current studio. There certainly wasn't much of great interest in your testimony. Not that the witness realizes it. Very well, please begin the cross-examination. Right, okay! I need more information about this forger. This Drew Masham. Okay. Created things and Father sold them. Okay. So these things you were making are... You mean paintings identical to other paintings, right? The closer they were, the happier Father was. I was happy too. Still, you're quite young now. When did you begin this work? My first painting sold when I was 12. Your Honor, she had no idea what she was doing was illegal. Easy there, little attorney. You're not here to defend her for the crime of forgery. True. Please tell us more about this envelope. This envelope that may very well have killed your father. Alright. By other than a painting, you mean you'd only done paintings up to that point? Yes. But Father had a realization. He noticed my talent extended to making things other than paintings. Okay, wait. Almost came after my first work. For instance, a letter someone had written, or a fingerprint left upon a cup, or a signature on a document, a seal upon a letter. None of this makes her sound very innocent at all. And $100,000 promised in this letter was the start. The beginning of a new industry for Drew Masham. A new industry? The creation of items to be used in criminal proceedings. Forging evidence, in other words. Uh-oh. Okay. So you didn't know how the things you were making were being used? I enjoy painting very much. I think I understand. The Fraulein has lived in an unusual little world. Oh, yeah. Can you tell us what happened to the papers that were in this envelope? And hold on, wait. I need to check something. Hold up. Okay. Hold up. Okay. Okay, I was just checking if Streamer was online. And he is, but I'm good. Father signed them and sent them back, I believe. Did he follow the instructions? Send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp. This is a rather important matter. Give your answer some thought. I received that stamp that was in that envelope. What do you mean you received it? No. Did I do something wrong? You didn't use that stamp because it was dangerous, correct? Deadly poison on the back. Atroquinine. A moment here, forehead. You can't force... Oh my god, an answer upon the witness. Now then, perhaps you would tell me, Fraulein Vera, why did you receive this stamp? Is something wrong? It was beautiful. Ah, you mean it was one of those commemorative stamps? Yes, I think it was. So you didn't know about the poison? I guess not. Shit. So the trap failed by chance, by mistake. Beautiful. Thanks to this commemorative stamp. Quite the close call. Oh yeah, no! Job that we moved to the current studio. You mean you moved to where the current Drew studio is? Yes, we saw very few people there. I began drawing picture books. The single job had tied them to the criminal underworld. I think Mr. Masham wished to reduce their visibility in the world at large. When we had to meet someone for some reason, Father posed as the creator of the work. So that was the real essence of the artist, Drew Masham. He did the work and he supplied the face. So, you really didn't know anything, did you? You had no idea how much danger you were in. No? Apparently not. About this commemorative stamp. Could you tell us more about it? It was very pretty, and more than that. Yes? It was a picture of people I liked at the time. This is something new. Okay, who were the people? Apparently we've got some cross-examination yet ahead of us. If you would be so kind as to continue your testimony, Fraulein. I think I know where this trial is headed. Happy. Yeah! Your favorite magicians. Magicians? I love mysterious things, I always have. Even though she fainted when she saw Mr. Hat. You're confusing mysterious with freaky. True! Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. See, isn't magic great? Fine, great, yeah, sure. No need to get all excited. But the magic troupe we saw disbanded soon after. Yeah! I was quite sad. Did she just say what I think she said? Magic troupe? Now where have I heard that before? The red envelope came after she... Okay, makes her a letter from her client, whoever wanted a forgery made. Apollo! We're close. We just have to piece together the parts. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think I know. Present. Yep. Those magicians you liked. Was it this bunch? Apollo! They're not a bunch! I see. Still, I have to wonder. Why include a commemorative stamp like that in a business letter? Okay, yeah, that is true. Good question. Well, pretty stamps are always better. You can't beat Troop Gramarye. I mean, okay. There has to be a deeper reason than that, Trucy. But the whole murder plan was a failure because of it. Ironic, don't you think? Prosecutor Gavin? Huh? Prosecutor Gavin? Gramarye. What's with Gavin? Might I ask just one question of this witness? In your testimony just now, you stated this was your first work that was other than a painting. Please tell me, what exactly did you make? Can I ask what? Answer the question, now! Ooh, shit! Prosecutor Gavin? You're usually not the one whose volume concerns me. Yes, it's unbecoming of me, I apologize. But I must know. Please, Miss Masham, tell me. It was a book. A single page in a book. A book? Please be more specific. It was a handwritten book, like a diary. Oh no. I don't... No! Hello? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks like he just saw a ghost. He might actually have. Mr. Shawn, this book. Was there a picture of a silk cat on the back cover? Yes or no? How did you know? Prosecutor Gavin, the defendant is answering all of your questions. Stop badgering her. He's told you nothing, has he? Your soiled, sullied mentor. Nothing? Sullied who? Phoenix Wright. Who else? Daddy? He never told you about the trial 7 years ago? How about how he came to lose his attorney's badge? It was a certain piece of evidence that decided his fate, you know. A certain diary. On the back it bore the mark of a silk hat. What? Okay. Phoenix Wright, tossed out of the profession by false evidence, and the forger who made that evidence. Is this girl standing right in front of me? Vera, you must tell us. The evidence you made was used in the trial 7 years ago. Who asked Drew Masham, you, to forge that evidence? For all of our sakes, who was it? We only met once. You met the client? Hold up. Oh, who was it? It was... What's going on with Vera? She's staring at Prosecutor Gavin's face again. Yes, what? Is there something about me? I remember clearly. I remember who gave me the book, the diary. Who was it? Ah! Vera! The devil. Holy shit. Defendant Vera Masham, condition unconscious. Examiner's diagnosis, acute etroquinine poisoning. This ends the recording of the trial for the murder of Drew Masham. Vera Masham was, during the trial, poisoned by an unknown assailant. The dosage was just under the lethal amount, sparing the defendant's life. She is currently in intensive care and is not to be disturbed for any reason. Very simple case at first glance, until it finally began to show its true colors. A long road to the truth takes us to the record of another trial. In some ways, that was the starting point of it all. Oh boy, and that is where we must go. To find the whole truth. Holy shit. Okay. Showdown time. I lost. It's only a game of poker. A game I've played for a long time and only lost twice. Who was the first? The man I killed, of course. Huh? Well, it seems I found the partner I've been looking for all along. Over a game of cards? Why, yes, over a game of cards. That was how we first met, 7 years ago. Holy shit. Okay. Hey. Ooh, okay. It's been a long time since I felt like such a rookie. Gotta try and relax. Good morning, Mr. Enigmar. I'm sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. Magnifique Grammary, the victim in this case, dying after being shot in the head while in the hospital. The client in this case usually goes by... Yo, what? Okay, shot in the head. What the fuck? Each attorney's badge has a number engraved on the back. No two numbers are the same, so if you drive with people and know it was you, better make sure I don't lose mine. Damn, so he's... I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure I'm prepared. I understand I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Actually, it wasn't. Trust me. Oh, all we did was play cards. Hey! Ooh, morning, Daddy! I'm so glad you came. You okay, Daddy? They picking on you? Haha. I am fine as always. This old boy is here to help me after all. This young man to you. Good morning. That's a cute outfit you have on. At least 40? Damn. Thanks! My first show's today after all. Oh, I'm sure it is. What the heck is she talking about? Oh, old boy. Me? Look what he started. Here. What's this? It seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. For all those who have supported me in life's work, I give thanks. Farewell! I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. It told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important. What's this? A memo for you or some such? Not from the looks of it. What is this? It looks like a page from someone's diary. I'll give it a read later. Oh no. That's the forger. That's the forge. Well, how do you feel about the trial today? We'll get through it, somehow. Incidentally, the prosecutor today is a new guy here. Ah, an easy one then, yes? They're calling him a true thoroughbred in the history of the prosecutor's office. Of course, there's one of those every year. The switching of attorneys just before the trial. I know it is a difficult situation I put you in. But allow me to say one thing, right? Yes, they will not be able to pronounce me guilty today. So do your best, but do not worry. First time a defendant's ever given me a pep speech. I'll do what I can. I see you do not understand. You see, it will be impossible for them to declare a verdict. Impossible? Yes. Isn't that right, Trucy? Yep, you bet, Daddy. Hey, already dresses the part of a magician to the hilt. My first look at the case was only yesterday, and the information I was given was a tad bit lacking, to be honest. Still, I'll do what I can, for their sake. I believe the curtains will be lifting any time now. And I am in your capable hands, Mr. Wright. My client is Shadi Enigmar, known to the world as Zach Grammary. A wildly popular magician, star of Troupe Grammary. His mentor, Magnifique Grammary, was a rare breed of magician. He single-handedly ushered in a golden age of magic, until he was shot dead, of stage magic. Damn. And Zach Grammary is the suspect. Oh, damn. Hey! Court is now in session for the trial of Shadi Enigmar. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Is the prosecution ready? I was just thinking, is this what all the fuss is about? Bit of a buzzkill, really. Buzzkill? Is this some kind of new crime? New kind of crime? One of the worst. This is a trial, yeah? Where are the sweaty palms, the pounding hearts? A Gavin Ears concert's got 10 times the thrill this gig's got. Who were you again? Clavier Gavin. I came to get the party started. Legally, yeah? Gavin, defense attorney Christoph Gavin's figures my bro's more famous in this part of town. Clavier Gavin. Lead singer for the mega hit band The Gavineers. You're out of your league, rock boy. Oh, no. I know what you're thinking. You're out of your league, rock boy. True, my debut single, 13 Years of Hard Time for Love, went platinum overnight. Damn. Does he look 17? Yeah. I guess it's like asking, do I look 24? Maybe not. Hold up. Okay. But that's just a hobby to me compared to this, yup? Talkative, aren't you? I like your affected Euro rock accent, by the way. Oh. Should I do an accent? I'm just getting warmed up. Hello, Tony, right? No, I can't do accents. Perhaps you would be so kind. No, perhaps you'd be so kind as to fill us in on the case. Act on, baby! Time to call on the opening act. What was his name again? Ah, yes, Detective Gumshoe. Hit it! Hey, Detective Gumshoe! And you are? He's Detective Gumshoe. Hey, you were the one who called me up here, sir. Name's Dick Gumshoe. I'm a homicide detective down at the precinct. Detective Gumshoe, long time no see. Hey, you! Huh? Me? Today's the day, pal. Today, I win and you lose. I got confidence in my testimony today, see? What, you normally lack confidence in your testimony? Wait. Oh! Hold up. What, you normally lack confidence in your testimony? Okay. Alright, let's go. I'm just glad I get to see Gumshoe again. Here, detective, this is my stage. Can the antics. Huh? All this hey Ewing and such? I could care less about your history together. Let's go! Detective Gumshoe, if you would. Based. Please tell us about the case at hand. It happened 6 days back in a room at the General Hospital. The facts are as simple as they come. Here's the crime scene. The victim was a patient asleep in a hospital bed. The killer comes in, puts a pistol to his forehead, and bam, lights out. Them's the facts! Not so long ago, the victim, Magnifique Gramery, was a famous man. He had the entire country under his magical spell, as it were. Damn. Yeah. Oh man, I'm getting another glass just to keep my energy up. Not energy, my voice up. Yeah, no. And energy, I guess. Ooh. Oh. Ah, yes, the great magician. He retired several years ago, though. Say the name Magnifique's one of my generation, and you'd be lucky to get a blank stare. Yes, though I'm sure the youngsters today know his disciples even better. I dare say Troop Grammary has made quite a name for themselves. Anyhow, the retired Magnifique has been in the hospital for the last year. God, it's so good to see you come true back. What was it? Malignant tumor or something? Doing something to his liver, I think? Yeah. A malignant tumor, perhaps. In other words, he had liver cancer. Oof. He only had 3 months left to live, in fact. Damn. Malignant. What does malignant mean again? Oh, shit. Okay, wait. Okay. Malignant. Definition. Malevolent. Very virulent or infectious. Ah, okay. The facts do seem simple enough. But something's not right. The victim was already climbing a 3-month stairway to heaven. Why not wait for him to knock, knock, knock on heaven's door? Why shoot him? I wouldn't have put it quite so lyrically, but it's true. Well, I make the effort to commit murder when the victim was about to die. Incidentally, the victim had a severe case of diabetes. Diabetes? In fact, he was about to shoot up with insulin when he was shot with a pistol. The syringe was found at the crime scene. Oh, so he had type 1 diabetes. Got it. Chronic diabetes and cancer. Damn, that's brutal. As much as it pains me to say it, the victim was clearly at the end of his life. Oof. I believe the question before us is clear then. Why did the killer have to shoot this dying man? What reason could he have had? Very well, detective. Perhaps you can enlighten us as to the circumstances of the shooting. Yes, sir! The circumstances. Actually, the victim kind of ordered the defendant to do him in. A few days before it happened, the victim sent a letter ordering his own murder. The defendant did what was asked of him and shot the old man in the forehead. The bullet was fired from the pistol found at the scene, no doubt about it. And the pistol definitely belonged to the old man, sir. What? You're saying the victim ordered his own shooting? Those are the facts. I have here the letter in question. Shit. Okay, so then why? Very unusual indeed. Although could such a thing as a letter really cause one to pull a trigger, I wonder? I believe the answer to that question can be found at the end of the letter. How you cannot refuse, and we both know the reason why. They've gumshoe. Can you explain this to the court? Unfortunately, you and the defendant won't say a peep about that bit, sir. One thing bothers me about this. Hey! Okay. The padding of the paper, yeah. Why did he just say 11? Why haven't come at 11:05 without some specific reason? The devil is in the details, Herr Attorney. Well, was there some reason? As it turns out, there was. Every night for a half hour starting at 11, the victim, Magnifique Grammary, was given an IV. An IV? There it is in the picture, off to the side of the bed. At 11, a doctor would come to set up the IV. It's going to be 74, huh? 30 minutes later, he would come back for the empty bag. Oh, okay. I see. I think. This happened every night without fail. So that was the only time they could meet without the chance of an untimely interruption. During his IV. Very well, shall we begin? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you would. What's this reason he couldn't refuse, I wonder? Oh, that's what we're about to find out. He could have at least mentioned it to me. Hey! Okay. Just because he got the letter doesn't mean he went through with it. Oh, I disagree. The victim was indeed shot in the forehead, after all, just as he had commanded. It could be a setup, but let's not be in such a hurry. Maybe you should let the witness talk for a change. Thanks, pal. Fine, I can play it slow as well as I can play it fast. On with the testimony, Detective Gumshoe. And this letter was sent by the victim? There it is, gotcha! You're all mine this time, pal! Huh? I had the handwriting checked out, of course. It's the victim's, no mistake. Ah, I see. Score one for the boys! I didn't lose, I was just ascertaining the facts. So why am I so annoyed? By the letter ordering your own death? Things aren't what they used to be, I guess. I'm not sure it's exactly commonplace, even now, Your Honor. So anyway, guess I'll keep going while I'm ahead. Okay. How can you be so sure? Hey, you gotta learn to stop relying on people who do your thinking for you, pal. Learn to think for yourself. Get that noggin cranking. You fail to grasp the concept of questioning, Detective. Okay. Malignant tumor. Damn. Okay. Is there anything... I always hated getting shots. I guess Magnify was giving himself the insulin shots. There's no way I could do that. Wait! If Magnify uses to inject his insulin, why are there no traces of it having been used? Something to keep in mind. First, we got this letter. It says shoot in the forehead, loud and clear. I can see that, but I still wouldn't do it. Well, maybe you need to grow yourself a backbone, pal. You fail to grasp the concept of shooting people is bad, Detective. We also found the defendant's pistol at the scene. Traces of gunpowder residue showed that it had been fired recently. Well, Mr. Wright? As I can tell from looking at this photo, there seems to be no issue with the prosecution's claim. The photo, maybe there's something in there I can use. They're saying the defendant shot the victim in the forehead? I think there's a hole. Clearly... shot something else? Looking at this photo, another possibility occurs to me. Yes? What does the letter tell us? That the defendant had a reason he couldn't refuse his teacher's wishes. Bingo, pal. That's why the defendant popped him one in the forehead. Oh, the defense disagrees. You see, the defendant had another choice he could make. The fist against the wall. Let's go! What, and you can prove that with this photo? I can prove he had a choice, yes. The defendant might have fired like he was ordered, but he didn't shoot the victim's forehead. Let's hear what you're thinking, Mr. Wright. What did the defendant shoot? This? The clown doll? Take a closer look. See? It's been shot in the forehead, too. Ah! There's a hole in its forehead. Yes, and a hole in the prosecution's claim. Ha, and I suppose you have a reason as to why you shoot the clown doll? You didn't just shoot the doll. You shot the doll's forehead. His forehead? Ah! Let's read the orders once more, shall we? You will shoot one shot square in the forehead. Oh! Which is exactly what he did. He shot the clown doll square in the forehead. Yep. I had to say, right? The defense has raised an interesting, intriguing possibility. Let's go, Judge! That hole in the clown's forehead. It definitely looks like it was shot. Bailiff! Send someone to investigate this matter. I admit I'm impressed, but I expected nothing less. I mean, it was pretty easy to see, dude. Ah! Still, this doesn't mean he didn't shoot the victim. Perhaps he did have to shoot a forehead, as ordered, but the letter says nothing about whose forehead. This was the only way he had to follow his orders without taking a life. The bullet hole in the clown's doll forehead does demand an explanation. It might very well be a clue, yet Prosecutor Gavin is right. It alone does not prove the defendant's innocence. You cannot say for sure the defendant didn't shoot the victim. So sorry, Mr. Wright, how sad it is to see the mighty fall. How sad it is to see the novice's overconfidence. He doesn't realize just how big this little hole is going to get. Ooh. Detective Gumshoe, please take this newfound fact into account as you continue your testimony. So let me get this straight. You're saying my client first shot the clown, then shot the victim. Hey, not a bad summary, pal. More of a confirmation than a summary, but whatever. That was really more of a confirmation than a summary. Our defense attorney seems pleased enough with himself. Do these people ever miss a chance to mock me? No! Well, now Mr. Wright's gotten that out of his system. Shall we continue with the testimony? And read this letter carefully. No, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Read the letter carefully. Already gun. Oh! One shot. No! Oh, wait. Okay. Okay. Yes, the fist against the wall. I mean... Yes, yes, yes. Oh. So let's see. No. No, okay. Okay, let's press him then. You mean this pistol, the one in the crime scene photo? That's the one! It's a funny looking gun, so there's no mistaking it. We compared the bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match. So, you verified the murder weapon, in other words. You bet we did! Okay. Why are you so certain? What pile of sand has your head been stuck in all this time, pal? You never heard of Zack and Valent's quick draw shoot 'em? Huh, what's that? One of the defendant's specialties. Oh, shit. Zack and Valent sitting on either side of a girl. Oh, so he was 37? Oh, damn. Zack was the older one, huh? Then they shoot, but the bullets don't hit her. Instead, they hit everything else on stage. This is one of the pistols they used in their show. Got a great design, huh? The kids love it. Many boys and girls joined the police because of that pistol, I hear. You know, that would explain a lot about the police force. Troop Grammary stopped doing that act a while ago. The old man had held on to that pistol ever since. The court would like to see the pistol in question. You got it, sir. Here she is. Well, this truly is a blast from the past. It's a stage pistol for magic shows, see? They can fire real bullets. It looks so much bigger than real life than on TV. Yeah, but it can only hold one round. By the way, the pistol's firing chamber is empty. And it shows traces of having been fired recently. So were any fingerprints found in the gun? Unfortunately, no. Of course, the defendant is known for wearing gloves. We might say that the lack of fingerprints is in fact a fingerprint of its own. Aha, intriguing point, well made. Whoa, not well made, not intriguing. In any case, the court accepts this evidence. Okay. My grandchild would get a kick out of seeing this. But now it's time to return to our testimony. How old is the judge then? Okay. If you look closer, you can see how the pistol's made to bend here. It's a one-shot only model, and I guess this bend is where you load it. So this is the famous Grammary Golden Gun. They say kids used to love pretending they had one of these. I wonder if they pretended to miss their targets, too. Maybe. Ah, okay. Yeah. The trickiest cases often seem the simplest. Prosecutor Gavin, you missed the bullet hole in the clown's forehead. If you hadn't missed that, you might have come to a very different conclusion. Understand? Yeah, but like you just said, pal, after he shot the clown in the forehead, he went and did nothing of the sort to the victim. The pistol proves he could not. The murder weapon? How? It's quite simple, Your Honor. This pistol only holds one bullet at a time. Ah! Yep. If he had shot the clown in the forehead, he couldn't have shot the victim, too. Yarr! That's not a contradiction, not even close. All he had to do was reload the pistol after the first shot. I mean, true. Oh, where did he get the extra bullet? They're not so easy to come by, you know. You claim the defendant had one ready, and prove to us how he got it. I had a feeling this wasn't over yet. Now this party's just getting started. I haven't proven anything yet beyond my good looks and startling record sales. And utter lack of humility. What's this? It seems that the prosecution has another witness prepared. Like I said, Herr Detective, was just a warm-up act. Now that the audience has gotten a taste of what's to come, they're ready. Ready for what? For my decisive witness, of course. A witness who you will find can prove one thing for us. That it was Zack Grammary who shot the victim in the forehead. Okay. Very well. We will pause for a 15-minute recess. This might be my lucky break. I'll need that 15 minutes to talk to my client, Zack. With no C in the name. Is this? Okay. The court is adjourned. To be continued. Okay. Very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you discovered the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking and more talking. True. That night in the hospital, what really happened? The way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself. The letter. The one shot in the forehead one, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of. Wait. I would not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Why not? This is something I will not say, for now at least. What's this for now business? I've done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. We? You want to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Hold on, I've got something itching in my back. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time. And found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. Two? Yes, the one I had used on stage, and the one that had been used by my partner, Valent. Oh, for the Zack and Val's quick draw thing? Huh. My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast. And I fear I brought pain upon Trucy. Was Magnifi coercing his disciples somehow? Just what was going on in Troop Gramarye? Yet, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown. I took the pistol I fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe if you examine the bullet in the clown's head, you'll find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? You mean there's something else you can tell me? Ha. You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks? Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Magnifi Gramarye? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. What did you talk about? Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zack Gramarye. He seems pretty steadfast to me, or maybe just stubborn. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Yes, bailiff! Once again, I am in your hands. Right, let's get back in there. Hoo-hoo. April 19th, okay. Court is now back in session. During our recess, a bullet was found and dug out from the clown's head. Well, this is news. And the rifling marks? There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis, though they did find the weapon type matches the murder weapon. Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. Your decisive witness, how many times have I heard those words? Damn. I really like this dude's design. Magnifi? Yeah, I really like his design. Though they often turn out to be far less decisive than you'd think. Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production. Being the other half of Troop Gramarye's famous duo, Zack and Valent. Valent Gramarye. So he gets to meet the great Magnifi's other disciple. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. Valent Gramarye, magician. Alright, and you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner's guilt? Fate, the grand illusion filled with traps and tricks. Wait! The shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes! Okay. I always get the characters, don't I? Yeah. I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness received this. That looks very familiar. Wait. That's the same letter Zach Gramery received. Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da! Order! And what does it say? Surely not the same thing. Perhaps you should see for yourself. 11:20. Well, it's practically the same. The court accepts this into evidence. Okay. This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your troop Gramery up to? By which you mean, I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who would ask his students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion, Air Judge, but from these letters I'd say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in so doing shared much of our lives. People are so close, there is strain. A warping of relations, you might say. Disagree. Yet this has nothing to do with the case at hand. By which you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about this reason they couldn't refuse. Well, let's get on with the testimony for starters. The defendant, Zach Gramery, stands accused. Tell us why. I'll do more than that. From where he walks, the red roses rising hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating, though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. As every magician knows, timing is everything. Yes. And now it's time to get this party fired up! Let's go! Also, I don't know why I paused there for a second. I think I was just blanking out there. Sorry. I had the crime. That night I visited the hospital room at the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken his final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. The deal with the dead is still a deal. That's the kiss I gave to the clown. And then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime? Indeed, I would think. This fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump to any conclusions. Okay, so his sweating thing is different from Apollo's. Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusion in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, the defendant Zach Gramery is guilty. If it wasn't Zach Gramery, then the killer was you, Valent. And no disappearing act will get you out of that. Okay. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m.? Indeed. And magic timing is everything. Right. Consider the illusion of teleportation? If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double was left, how would that look? Why would it reveal the very secrets of my magic? Now that you revealed the very secrets of your magic for all of us, let's move on. You went into the designated time, and what did you see? Okay. So, you weren't worried for your own safety at all? I mean, you smelled gunpowder, yes? Well, the shooter was still nearby. Huh? I did not consider this, to be honest. It is forbidden for a magician to have a good imagination. Why? Really? Isn't magic all about illusions and imagination? How about this? You were the shooter, which is why you weren't afraid. And now you're the one imagining. It's forbidden for a lawyer to have a good imagination. The witness will refrain from pausing so suspiciously before responding. My forbidden imagination is starting to imagine things. Which brings us back to this reason neither of you could refuse. So it does, and my partner, he did not refuse. But McAfee wrote the same thing to you. Why could you refuse if Zack couldn't? Because I have a will of steel, of course. I also do this trick where I bend steel bars, so perhaps steel isn't all so strong. So which is it? Mind if I continue? There were 2 bullet holes at the scene. One in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying the one who shot the clown was you? No doubt my partner Zack has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I'd better dig around here a bit more and see what I turn up. Mr. Val, let me ask something else concerning the scene. Namely... Okay. How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what precisely? 2 pistols were used in the Zack and Val quick draw shooting, correct? One for each of you. You are well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zack tell me back in the lobby? Yeah. I see no problem with that statement. Yes. So you picked up that pistol and fired it. Indeed I did. Alakazam! Alakazing! Alakaboom! Is the number of pistols really so important? Okay, let's... Okay. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well, please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? Okay. Let me just go through this statement. So you informed the police. What did you do then? What do you suppose I did? Use my magic to levitate my mentor's corpse, perhaps? I don't know, that's why I'm asking. Now please answer the question and skip the sarcasm. After I made my report, I called the doctor, and we returned to the room. While we waited for the police to arrive, we discussed stomach medicine. We confirmed this with the doctor, it all checks out. He praised Mr. Vallon's knowledge of stomach medicine, in fact. Ah, it's an honor I do not deserve, but I accept. Okay. Okay. And you're an idiot. Good show it. Okay. Hold it. So you took the only pistol there and fired it. That's correct. And that pistol was this one, which will have the scene of the crime. Good show! I see you two are a magician of sorts. Idiot of sorts. Do you have any idea what you just said? See the fire in your eyes as you glare at the witness. So I'm heating up this trial a bit. These slow ballots bore me. I've got a hunch. Maybe that's all it is. Just... okay. No need. Second thought, let's run with this testimony for a while longer. Okay. Okay. So I need to present some evidence. Okay. According to the defendant Zack Granary, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table. 2? One of those pistols he used to shoot the clown in the forehead, and he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, we must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Vallon has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you, I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Vallon. Recall what Prosecutor Gavin told us. Oh! On the bullets. Mr. Valen, you fired this pistol. Then you shot the victim in the forehead. Order, order, order! Well, this is all rather sudden. What have I done? Prosecutor Gavin, I owe the courtroom an apology. Sorry. Sorry for what? You see, I was unaware that 2 of these unique pistols were crafted. The analysis of the rifling marks only provided for the type of gun that fired them. But that's not what you told us before. You said you'd verified the murder weapon. Which is why I'm apologizing to you now. Quite sincerely, I might add. Would you hold me accountable for a mistake made in my youth? That was just this morning. I'm still young, true. And I might add, it wasn't really my fault. The defendant had only admitted he took 1 pistol from the scene of the crime. We would not be having this pleasant discussion right now. Oh, so you're blaming him. Got it. Deflection, blame. Valen Gramarye? Yes, Your Honor? You were presented to this court as a decisive witness, but you've proven to be more divisive than decisive. You'll see in time. The testimony so far has merely been a review of the facts. The proof comes next. Care to elaborate, Prosecutor Gavin? When Mr. Valen entered the hospital room, the victim had already been shot. As his next testimony will prove. Here, right, the real fight is about to begin. Bring it. Very well, the witness will now testify to the court. How was determined who shot what? Oh boy. Okay. Shot what? I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. I was covering the body to fulfill my obligation. Then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. It was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. Wait. And the only one in the room at that time was my partner, not me. No? Wait. Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi is easy to explain in this situation here, Judge. For example, take your debut hit single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love. Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes 15 seconds. Do it 100 times, the result is the same. Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long? Well, a ripoff. Yeah. Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus. And the time of death determined by the doctor is an incontrovertible truth. Very well. The prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times, and we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision. Hold on. I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations, lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands. Point taken. Baseless remarks was on the penalty. Carry on, Mr. Wright. Carry on. Right. Oh, okay. I was covering the body. Okay. You walk in as on a murder, the first thing you do is shoot the clown? The disciple does what the disciple must. My mentor's request without reason had caused for me a stir fit of sorrow. For what would I, Valen, be now without him? May the soul of Magnifi the Great find greater peace above. Thus I muttered to myself as I pulled that lonely trigger. In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we have already learned. Still waiting for those right moments, Herr Attorney. Mind you, the baseless remarks will earn penalties. Proceed with that in mind. Yes, Your Honor. What pain this is turning out to be. Okay. Did the doctor say anything concerning the cause of death? Why, yes, I believe he screamed, "My God, he's been shot in the head!" It doesn't take a doctor to notice that. I probably would have screamed the same thing. And I would have penned the requiem that arose in my soul at that horrid sight. What happened to good old-fashioned investigation? In any case, I believe this is nothing more than what we've already learned. Okay. Yes, Your Honor. Okay. I don't think I'm stepping on the limb to say I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time? We do usually only get an estimated time of death, true. I'm sure I've heard of a verified time of death. Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex, in this case, is a simple matter of subtraction. I see another person has done their arithmetic homework. The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of the scene. Recall what we heard earlier about the victim Magnify Gregory's schedule. Oh, I see. Okay. Every night at 11, Magnify took an IV drip for 30 minutes. I see the IV bag right there, yes. Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end. Ah! The needle's been removed. Doubtlessly it fell out when he was shot. That would seem to be the case. When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips. Ah! You could just measure the remaining IV liquid. Precisely. The IV liquid functions, for our purposes, as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. The amount remaining in the bag was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began. And so it was. When I, Valiant, entered that room, 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed, and this is proof. Well, Mr. Wright? But that seemed important. Okay. That's... Yes. Very important. Well, seeing how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important. Agreed! It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the crime. Behold the power of arithmetic! Very well, the witness will add this detail to his testimony. Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. True. Did you notice the IV yourself by any chance? When first I entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the marks of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then his left arm did I spy, arose, drooping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded IV needle. Knocked from the vein by the force of the shot, luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect. Indubitably so. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color. Your lucky color? Indeed, even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self. For it always, without fail, brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Valiant won their first Magician's Grand Prix, yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians, I was adorned this desire then too. And our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was. This is one trip down memory lane no one needs. My lucky... I'm sorry, I blinked out there for a second. My color, yes indeed, and that IV too. I said, I think 'twas hued especially for me, Valiant. That does seem to be the case indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, any thoughts on his testimony? Valiant sure looks happy with himself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? Oh, wait. Yeah, wait, there's a contradiction. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck, but not this time. Mr. Valiant, your lucky colors betrayed you. I'm afraid you've lost me. Okay, wait. Your Honor! The witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence. What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well based. Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here. Very well, let's hear the defense's claim. The crime scene tells all, Your Honor. The photo of the crime scene, all this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity. Tell us, Herr Wright, just where is the contradiction in this photo? My pleasure, and I assure you it's quite simple. But I can't promise anything in black and white. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. Okay. Yep. Valen Gramarye, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes? Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright? Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. Well, what's this? Confusion, doubt. Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy? Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valen. Look at that IV bag. Ah, what is this? What foul match? Ick! It would be hard to call the IV liquid yellow. I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph. Ah! No! Oh, shit. Ooh. Order! What does this mean? This is some kind of mistake. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin, your witness's mistake. The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valen Gramarye, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not. Well, this contradiction can only mean one thing. And to think, you almost had me. I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence. Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree, at a glance, the IV liquid does appear sort of greenish yellow. I assure you, the liquid itself is quite yellow. Yellow liquid? How can you say that? So I can tell from this photo it's green. Yes, so what color is the IV bag itself? The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook? It looks like I want to say light blue? Oh! Yeah, figured out. Yellow liquid in a blue bag and you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. I see. Your explanation does have the ring of truth to it. As I thought, there's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? Oh! It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid is actually yellow? Al-Khazam! Order! Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. The witness clearly knew the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what? I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valen Gramarye, has testified the IV liquid. Okay, because... From the facts, of course, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before. Not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag. I suppose he would have had to. I'm still not clear as to what all this means. Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. I'm afraid I find nothing. So what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, yeah? The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass, 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin. I remember it well. However, There's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag. Well, wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right, right? As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Only the sand through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body, at which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Let me get this straight here, right? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Wait. Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow. Now wait. I said wait! How am I an amateur such as myself essayed to perform such a task? Oh! Okay. So like an hourglass keeps the sands at the bottom. Oh, so you can... Okay. Oh, okay. I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat? He has a point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag. You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He had liquid to the IV to throw off the time of death. Yep. Yes. I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to Earth? Found Gramarye. I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime. May I ask what you're strongly suggesting? Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All I had to do was work a little magic. And the prop was... this! The victim's syringe. It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick. Easy enough for an amateur to use. Well, what kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it. Oh. And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? Well, what? The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valiant Gramarye, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will. Alakazam! Damn. I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that, while there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today. Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. I can do a little much-needed investigation work. I see there are no objections. Court is adjourned. Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young and they'll sweep out your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? You say the witness used a syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid. But there is no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. Huh? He's admitting it? Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This, I admit. After all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much? You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin? Proof here, Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. What's this? This is the victim Magnifi Gramarye's diary. Diary? After going into the hospital, Magnifi began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and of meeting his disciples. It seems intended for the last chapter and quite appropriately with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? I leave the rest of them. Okay, tonight's IV is in, maybe the last. I leave the rest to them. The first should come soon. This journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. All that is left is mine. All that's left to mine is to have laid down this pen. The court accepts this into evidence. Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Gramery. That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor, after all. Look at what he said before that. It may go here, or it may go on. It may go on! Magnifique Gramery intended to write again. That is, if Zach Gramery didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on. It ends! Because Magnifique's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Gramery. Wait. Order, order, order! Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Magnifique Gramery wrote this? There's no mistaking his handwriting. Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifique did intend to continue his diary. If his diary ended here, which plainly it did, then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Gramery. Well, how do you like me now, Hair Right? Still too green for your taste? He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence. Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking. But put together with his evidence seems quite sufficient for a case. And a diary is kept like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for them to show me something. Show evidence. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence. What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary? It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment. Very well, please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright. Incidentally, don't even think you're showing us this diary. I was just shown to court. Now we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'd be happy to. Oh, and this is... First, take a close look at this diary. Note that the page has clearly been ripped out. What's this? I didn't notice that at all. That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page. Alka, I don't believe it! Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifique Gramery. That's the defense's position. Well, wait, let me see that. What in Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary! Okay. Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnifique's diary. Quite remarkable. Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Gramery left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valen Gramery! No. No! The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. That is, without a doubt, a genuine article. Hold up. Okay. But... Order, order, order! But wait, that's impossible! The old man couldn't have written that. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Herr Judge? Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? May I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses. I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor. Well, if you put it that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway, so it might as well be sooner. Then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprised witness to the courtroom. I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped-out page was too obvious. He must have known. Oh, yeah. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Motherfucker. Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin. I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, is that what you say? I thought it best to contain the information in this room. Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? Yes, sir. State your name and occupation for the record. My name's Drew Misham. I'm a painter. A painter? And you are somehow related to this case? Hold up, I need to use the bathroom. I will be back. This is unfortunate. This is going down a bad route. Hold up. This is... No, well, not per se. I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is? Oh, yeah. I know it well. How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before? Oh, yeah. I mean, I made it. You... What? You made it? Yes. You might call it one of my works. The prosecutor's office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramery. Illegal evidence? I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Misham has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries? Well, so we are to understand that this page here is a fake, prepared by a certain defense attorney. Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence! Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right? Witness, Mr. Masham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That, I don't know. What? Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contract with them. But, there's no proof this is a fake. It's a fake, huh? To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine. Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court, my court. It was careless of me. That's all I can say. Oh, God. It was all a trap. Fatal trap. Damn. Mr. Wright? Yes. Do you have an explanation for yourself? If I did, would the court hear it? Probably not. Forging evidence is a serious crime. And presenting it in court, a serious mistake. A fatal mistake for an attorney. Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of a defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one! Your Honor, wait, I understand presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime. But you cannot hold my client responsible for actions that I undertook as an individual. I am sorry, Mr. Wright. Your Honor? Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way he wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself. I see no need for further discussion on this case. Special witness dismissed. Mr. Attorney? Yes? Could I ask your name? Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright. What is that? What? Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way, this trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must... Ah, Your Honor? Yes, Mr. Zek? There's one thing I wish to make clear. Today in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty. It is impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you. Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict? When your defendant does not exist? Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I'm talking about this! Huh? Mr. Enigmar! The defendant's escaped. Find him, quick! Bailiff, close all exits from the building! On the double! He must not be allowed to escape! Damn, he disappeared? That day in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shaddai Enigmar, aka Zach Gramery, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably, vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again. Not since that day. This is the Gramery miracle. No verdict was declared. After all, the defendant didn't exist. True. That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zach Gramery vanished, along with him, for all eternity. Damn. The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however. Not until 7 years later. Damn. Okay. The Mason system. That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present. But you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifique Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant, Zach Gramarye, go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? Okay, so what's Mason exactly? The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. That's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. Huh? I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence, and it half finished when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There's something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet, so too do I have my own weapon of sorts. My Magatama. Oh! What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? But let's begin 7 years ago, in the past. It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play. Interesting. Huh. The nightmare trial was over, and the new nightmare figuring out what had happened had just begun. I wanted to wake up to walk away, but I figured I'm the only one who could do this, probably. And besides, I had plenty of time, thanks to the Bar Association Review Board's decision. It's hard to work when your attorney's badge has been taken away. What strange sight does mine eyes behold? Excuse me? 2 men on either side of a single transparent pane. It seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. Oh, am I arrested? Hold up. Hold up. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits! And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Gramarye, for one. Who pulled that trigger, Valent or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm gonna get any truth closer to the truth, this is the place to start. I think I'm going to end here for today. Yeah, and do the rest tomorrow. Thank you guys for anybody who watched this stream. I do appreciate you guys watching. I will be back tomorrow with more. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.